Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Oh, I know you didn't just. Did you just hit me, girl? You just assaulted me, little girl. So you don't even seem remorseful about it or nothing. Here. Yeah. How that feel? What you looking at me like that for? You the one hit me first and kick here. Take one more, because you hit me like 4 times. I remember. Yeah. Crawl away. Gone. You can crawl away, but you can't crawl away from this problem. Yeah, I know your head hurt too. The longer it hurt, the longer you'll remember not to do that to me again. I bet that much.
A little funny to start the week, right?
Yes, yes, yes. It's very funny. Cats can count. That cat counted, like seriously.
Right.
Cats can count. People think animals are stupid. They might not speak our language, but that little sucker could count. Can we
Cats
do it
are
one more time?
petty.
Can we watch it one more time? Because that was funny. Little
Okay,
girl,
one more
face was
time.
like,
One more time.
one more time. All right. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back.
Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Oh, I know you didn't just. Did you just hit me, girl? You just assaulted me, little girl. So you don't even seem remorseful about it or nothing. Here. Yeah. How that feel? What you looking at me like that for? You want to hit me first and kick here.
And she like, I
One more,
want
because you hit me like 4 times. I remember. Yeah. Problem with
The cat gonna get his lick in. Got his licks
I
back.
lick back. And
Right.
one. He wanted to fight.
Right. That cat is like, no,
Don't play
ma'am.
with these cats, man. Do
Cats
not play
will
with
cats will
these
jack
cats.
you up.
Huh?
Okay, they don't play.
No, they don't. They don't. Man, that's crazy. All right. So, how you doing this weekend? How did you
I'm
do?
good. How was your weekend?
It was good. Did some customization to my car, self customization. Um, nothing extravagant. Just kind of like trying to
Okay.
make it look a little mean. So my weekend was good. Can't complain.
Good. That's good.
So what's going on in Patty?
Not much. Just over here trying to the weather is, a little gloomy, a little crazy. It was kind of warm this week. Not like Atlanta temperatures, but warm for Paris
Shit. What's the
temperature.
temperature right now? That mother sucker is around 30, 40, 30, 40, whatever you want to be at right now. This
I see
weekend
you
was
got on a
beautiful.
long sleeve shirt. Like you right?
No, I just don't run the heat in my house.
Okay. Listen, I
light
got
bill
my
be
heating
billing.
bill too. I don't blame you. I don't blame
Yeah,
you one bit.
that light bill be billing, man.
Exactly. It's too much. I need to call these people right now because I'm like, why? I'm literally, my whole entire apartment is probably, I know your garage is bigger. I know your garage is bigger than my whole entire house. So
I just got a 2-car garage. You got some people with 3, 4, 5. So
I'm in 220 square feet, a duplex.
shit. My living
So
room and dining room is big.
exactly, the room you're in, right? Is
The
that the
room
room
I'm
you're
in
in right now?
right now.
Yeah,
It's supposed to
yeah.
be the dining room, but it's not the dining room. This is I turned it into a little lounge area because I
Okay.
was initially going to do Airbnb out the house, and I did a couple of Airbnbs, and I was done with it. I was like, I can't do it, man. I'm good. I'm good. So
Yeah.
but I still kept the concept. I'm like, a dining room is me. You know what I'm saying? Who the hell am I? Like, no, that ain't happening.
Right.
And I got
Because
an
it's kind
office
of like
still.
who
Hmm?
uses a dining room now? Like, do you a dining room table? Like, use it for
Exactly.
Thanksgiving and Christmas, and that's it.
That's it.
You know?
That's it. It's pointless. It's
Yeah.
pointless. Now, if I ever came across some of that YouTube, Facebook, social media money, I'll open up this wall to have an open kitchen. That's it.
I love it. To open up the kitchen, I
Yeah,
love
open
it.
up the kitchen and living room. Um, it would take a big ass support beam to do it, but I'll do it. I'll just open it all up because it'll make more sense.
Okay.
Well, of course, I have to
Well,
rearrange the kitchen a little bit because you have to move some stuff around. I'll just put the kitchen where I'm at right now, and then
right.
that's to be the whole concept. But yeah, that's it. That's all I would do. But
Listen, when that Facebook money, YouTube money come in, TikTok money, all the money, yeah, this background that we have here, this shall be mine. Okay.
exactly,
This
exactly,
virtual background.
exactly. So now, what we're gonna do is move on to that first one, man. Very interesting. People, do your research. Do your research. One of my boys sent this to me, and I love the fact that he did send it to me, and it taught me about some of the black products, and black people need to stay up to date. But I got some breakdowns. I did some investigating, and let's just watch this clip. It's very informative for what it's supposed to be, but I'm sorry. Let's get to it. All right.
You can forever boycott Target. For all you beautiful black people joining the national boycott for Target, let me tell you how you can still support all the black-owned businesses that we used to support by shopping at Target. So we used to support by shopping at Target. So make sure you save and share this video.
Woman, come to the damn studio. Sorry, guys.
And getbevel.com is where you can get their product.
All right. I apologize. Technical difficulty. Let me fix this real fast. I don't know why it's not. Now I want to act all brand new. There we go. There we go. We're good now.
Bar, a makeup brand. You can
still doing it. Nope. All right. So if you want to do that, we're going to do this. All right. I apologize, y'all. Let me get this. Usually this don't happen to me like this. I don't know why. I guess the video must have realized we was talking bad about it.
Exactly. There you go.
Forever boycott Target. For all you beautiful black people joining the national boycott for Target, let me tell you how you can still support all the black-owned businesses that we used to support by shopping at Target. So make sure you save and share this video. Let's start with Gastro, a Bronx-born culinary collective. They are a flavor company that also sells kitchen appliances, and you can get their products at ghettogastro.com. Next up, we have Bevel or Bevel. It's a beard company for hair care products for men. GetBevel.com is where you can get their products. The Lip Bar, a makeup brand. You can get their stuff at thelipbar.com. Ben's Boys, they provide premium comfort food at bensboysfood.com. And boys is spelled with a Z. Honey Pot, they offer plant-based female hygiene products. You can get their products at thehoneypot.co. Pair of Thieves is a men's line that sells underwear, socks, shirts, and loungewear. You can get their products at pairofthieves.com. Evolve, they sell...
Okay. I'm going to break it up right there. Now, I do have a description that I want to share with you guys, okay? I can go full facts, Tanisha, or you want me to just scale it back a little bit, because two of them I have a problem with. One of them you know more in detail of, and one I discovered isn't a black company at all.
It's up to you, however you want to do it.
Okay. We're not talking bad about it. What the hell is going on? What the hell? Am I still here?
You froze. You froze. The frame is frozen.
Yo, this damn thing is acting wild on me.
It's acting up today.
Yes.
It's having a case of the Mondays.
Let's see. I'm still frozen?
You're still frozen, yep. Now I'm the only one in the show. We're going to wait until JG comes back on. Here we go.
Okay.
Are you back?
Am I good? I'm good. I'm back.
Okay, good. I can see your logo. I just don't see your photo. Like I don't see the image of your face.
For real?
Yeah. Maybe it's okay. Here we go. You're good.
I'm good.
You're good. You're good.
Okay, because everything that we done did, maybe we talked. I don't know. Universe is saying something, but the one thing I'm gonna speak it and speak the truth. So the one thing I want to speak about is Pair of Thieves. When I looked on their website, a Pair of Thieves is not a black-owned company.
Okay.
They're not a black-owned company. And the reason I want to say this is, and this is the truth. If you go to their website, right, appairofthieves.com, and you go to jobs, it's going to take you to their LinkedIn. And their LinkedIn is going to show you, because I was trying to find this ownership to kind of verify if it's black-owned. And the LinkedIn is going to show you a picture of a white guy as a founder.
Okay.
It's not black owned. Okay. Unless you
Okay.
must have a high yellow mama and the daddy's white, it's not black owned. So that's a little bit of misinformation. Bevel, thebevel.com. Tristan Walker was the founder, original owner, and the CEO of thebevel.com. But he sold it to Procter and Gamble, P&G.
Mm-hmm.
The minute you sell it, no matter how you try to put it, it's like BET and Viacom, right? Once Robert Johnson sold it to Viacom, it no longer is black-owned television.
Excuse me.
It's not. It's black founded, black started, but it's no longer black owned. All right. So the minute he sold it to P&G, it's no longer a black owned company. P&G owns it.
And that's the only issue. Like the work that the advertisement that she was talking about, I do give her credit in terms of putting those together. It sometimes can be things change constantly. Honey Pot, which was featured in the clip that you had, Honey Pot used to be black owned. It was sold off to an investment firm about a year ago. Okay. So it's like the person who produced it, like her heart is in the right place, but it's just that a few of those are not black owned anymore, as you pointed out with Bevel and the other apparel, the other company that you mentioned. So
black business owners, I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm saying that sarcastically. Would you sell your baby, a human being baby?
Your business baby.
Now your business is your baby, and you sell it for what? You won't sell your own baby, but you'll sell your other baby. Make it make sense.
To me, it's kind of difficult. Like I see it both ways, right? Mm-hmm. Being a business owner, if you are like I've had professional service companies, right? That's a little different, right? No one is going to necessarily have the same brand identity. You just don't have it. But when it comes to beauty and personal care products, black women specifically, and black men, but specifically black women, when we have hair care products, like Shea Moisture, for example, Carol's Daughter, when we have like Miel Organics, those products have all been sold to, other white-owned companies.
Yes.
And it's difficult because for the most part, we're extremely loyal because there are not, how many products are out there for us? There still are not a lot, right? Whether it's hair care or makeup or, your personal products. So when we find that product, we stick with it. And what we do is we help these companies and we're brand loyal. We help these companies and then they sell. The problem becomes when they sell, the products cheapen, the formulations change. Miel Organics is facing major lawsuits, right? Because customers claim that the products took out their hair after they sold to Procter & Gamble. Procter & Gamble, L'Oreal, these major companies, what they do is, they go out and gobble up these smaller brands. On one level, I get it. It takes blood, sweat, and tears to build your business, right? It really does. And so on one level, I don't fault them for selling, but on the other hand, I still feel a little used because there's a void in the market.
I think we give up too easily. And the reason why, yes, you create this brand and you want this brand or business, let's just say this business, any business that you do. Let's use me for example, right? YM Media LLC, and I don't know if I told people about this. So YM Media LLC is the entertainment wing of everything I do, right? It doesn't pay my bills, and I'm okay with that. And the reason why I'm okay with that because it takes time to build. Since we started this podcast, it's been helping me to get more exposure to what I do, right? So that's a time building thing. Then let's go to my other business where I see me on the road driving, doing everything. That pays my light bill. That pays put food in my damn stomach. That pays different bills in my household, right?
Right.
Until Wire Media can actually, I could do 1 month's worth of work and it pays everything in this household. I have to do a whole other business until I can get it. That doesn't mean I'm going to sell it to somebody else. If this show gets 1 million followers, if this podcast gets 1 million followers, you and I have a discussion to make. But at the same time, we're not going to be talking about let's sell the show.
Right.
If we got 1 million followers and we're generating good earnest income, why would we sell it? Why would we go to a major network because it gives us more exposure? No, that means that's we lose ownership over that product. And that's what they do. They sell it to get that major. They think about, oh man, I can make more money. I can do this. Because they tell them, we're going to open you up to this. We're going to put you here. We're going to put you there. You ain't got to work with marketing. We're going to take you to marketing. We take a human resource management. And we do this. And then when it don't sell, because you done sold them so much interest, you done lost the business.
I can say truly the only company that I know of, right? Because all of these companies that are Black owned, all of them always say, once they sell out, I shouldn't say sell out, but once they sell to a major conglomerate, right? A white-owned company, okay? All of them will usually keep the owner or co-founder on board, right? And it'll be okay for a little bit. But eventually, I only know of one company, Shea Moisture. Shea Moisture took the proceeds and the owner, Dennis Richelieu, bought Essence Magazine. Most of the time, you don't see the owners flipping it into something bigger, right? Okay. So it's always it's that challenge. Like you have like you said earlier, JG, like you have your baby, that's your baby, right? Your heart and your soul are in your companies, right? Mm-hmm. And then you have this money over here, this major company, like, hello, I can give you, you can have all this money. So it's like, do you answer the call? Or do you say, no, we want to remain Black owned? We want to have generational wealth? Because we know what happens with our businesses. It's usually only one generation.
It gets marginalized.
Right.
It's marginalized. And once it's marginalized, that's it. It's like a fad to them. It's like a toy. If you ever hear the conversations of the rich, right? Mm-hmm. I had a friend, and I told her, I said, rich people don't have the same conversations as poor people. And she said, what you mean? I said, a rich person is not going to sit there and talk about money they wish they could have. They're going to talk about the money they have and they're about to blow. So she came back to me a couple of days later. She was doing insurance, and she said she overheard the CEO. He must have came in, somebody, big wig, whatever. And she said, you're right. I said, I know. Right about what? They were talking about yachting, going on a yacht or boating somewhere or doing something that rich people do. And she was like taken aback by it, like, oh my God, you are so right. They don't have the same conversations as you and I. I said, yes, I know that. The reason why I know that because my brother worked in corporate America for so many years, and he taught me that they don't have our conversations.
Yeah.
We talk about survival, they talk about thriving. So when Black people get to a certain level, stop talking about survival. Talk about thriving.
Right. The conversations need to shift and change, right? Shift.
Yes. Even now, like we speak into fruition, right? But when we speak in fruition, that's like goals, common goals. But we already reach certain goals. Every day you have a goal that you reach. Every day. If you don't have a goal that you try to reach every day, then what are you prepping for? Because you're only preparing yourself for failure. But if you want success, you got to say, okay, today I want to accomplish this. Today I want to accomplish that. Remember I said to you, I say, yo, my light bills due. I got to find me a couple more jobs to do to hit the road. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to happen. That's just me. But when I say a couple, I ain't saying, oh, let me just get a couple for my light bill. I'm like, let me get a couple for my light bill, and I can have money to that, to make things work for the month. So that's it.
Right. Right. It's always a challenge, for like just Black entrepreneurs. It's a challenge. It's not easy. It's not for the weak. It's just not. It's not.
It's not. It's not. Stop selling your babies. If you have a business, do not sell your baby. And the reason why I'm gonna give this to my last thing I want to say about this before we move on. If Tanisha got something, obviously she wants to say something too.
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Take the floor. I'm sorry.
All right. So if they come knocking for $1 million, right? How much is your baby really worth?
Good point. Good point.
That makes sense, and hopefully that makes sense to you guys. If they give you an offer on your business, and I'm gonna do one more example. I have one of my friends. She's my sister. She has a cousin. He had reached out to me. She said he gives the best. She told him I'll get the best advice. He said this company wanted to buy his company for $900,000. He was asking me, should I sell? I said no, and he said why? I said if they offered you $900,000, can you imagine what your company is really worth? He did not sell, and he's still thriving.
He did not sell. Okay, not sell. I love it. Like for me, your example brought up something that a friend and I discussed, and she was saying her family member, right? Her friend had a business and has run the business. This person happens to have visual challenges. I think they're blind. Okay. And so they went blind. It was a progressive disease. They spent their younger years building their company. This person is like in their 60s, maybe early 70s, right? Spent their younger years building the company. They're in like the auto supply industry the medical supply industry, right? So a niche business did very, very, very well. Okay. That business then created some other businesses, right? The challenge is this person let his kids take over the operations. He got a little ill, right? Let his kids take over the operations. He wasn't in the best of health. Then he looks at the books and comes to find out they owe the IRS millions of dollars. The company is running to the ground. And he's just like, you know what? I'm done here. I'm done. Because it's like I gave you, and this happens to far too many businesses, not just our businesses, but businesses overall. You've seen it happen. The mother and father struggle, scrape, do what they have to do to build that company. The kids then have it in some cases, and they don't advance the company, or maybe it's the next generation doesn't advance the company. Maybe it stays around for one, maybe two generations, but we, unfortunately, and I hate to say it, but we don't have our history in the U.S. has been so suppressed, right? Our business opportunities were stolen from us, were taken from us. I saw a tweet just the other day, and it said that there's this Black family in San Francisco. Their relative owned a bank in the 1800s, Black man, right? Now, you know what kind of hell he had to go through to own a bank. This bank still operates, but they do not want to, any way, shape, or form, say they are a Black-owned bank. And in a lot of ways, I understand.
To piggyback on what you said about the kids, when you bring your kids in on top, they'll destroy. And that's not the case for every child. When you bring your kids on top, they don't learn the company's culture and the value of the company. If you make their ass go through what regular employees go through, even if you start them in the maintenance room, the the mailroom or something, you know what I'm saying? Then they will understand the value and the culture and what it means to be up top. Because when they get up top now, the people, now they understand how many people is actually relying on them to lead in the next generation, right? So parents, we want to give our kids what we don't have and what we believe they should have versus training the kids to say, hey, this is where you need to start out at, because the parents started somewhere. That's why they drive so hard. That's why they miss school lunch, school lunch with the kid day, or they miss certain events because they're working to build this thing so this kid can actually have. And then you have some kids, I don't want this, but they come around back to it and they make it better. It's like, you didn't want it at first. Well, you know, or some of them, I don't want it, and they just ignore it.
Right.
You don't always put all your eggs into your children, and when it comes to your business, because that's not their baby. Unless they show that interest from jump, that's their baby. You know what I'm saying? That might be their little brother or little sister, but if they're not showing that interest, it's okay. That's why you have a board. That's why you have your VPs. That's why you have da-da-da. You're still the founder. You just the head of the board. You know, just keep them on the board, and that's it. Just leave it at that. Just leave it at that. And if they don't want to be on the board, then just get your residuals. But at the end of the day, if they're not showing that interest, they're not going to understand why you would sell it after it's run its course. Or you might have a nephew that might be interested.
Right. We
don't always look at the nephews and nieces, because sometimes they're looking at us like inspirations.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like one of my, he's my brother. He's also doubles as my first cousin. Ain't no crazy stuff. He's my first cousin by African tradition. He's my brother. Okay. He's inspired a lot of people in my family. That's his nephews and nieces. And when you talk about him, they like, he was an inspiration to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so when we look at that, it's like, yo, it's the same thing. You know, if he started something major, they would jump on it.
Right.
So sometimes you don't always have to look at the lowings. You got to look at the apple, because it doesn't fall too far from the tree. You like that?
This is true.
All right, let's get to the next one.
Now we're picking apples. Okay.
let's get to the next one. So BBC reported this weekend, and obviously this shooter, right?
An armed man near the White House late on Saturday night. This is the live scene in Washington, D.C. No one else was hurt, and President Trump was not.
I am going to have to reload some of these videos. I apologize, y'all. I'm going to have to reload some of this, Tanisha. All of it. Everything that we done put together to make this show, I'm going to have to reload it. Everything.
Oh, man. You know, technical difficulties, sometimes it happens.
It sucks.
Our viewers are patient, though. I know all that work you put in. All that work you put in.
Please be patient. I have to re-upload everything. When we was about to talk about black businesses, this thing just came in and just said, yo, just took us out. So it took me off.
It did that to me last week, too. Last week it did that to me. Luckily, we were not live, but we were getting the show together, and I were talking, and it was like, I was like, where did everything go? I had all kind of problems last week. So, yep.
All right.
But we're gonna keep talking and we're gonna keep moving and grooving.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
We're gonna keep moving and grooving. So
before we pull up Trump, let's talk about this. And as they come, I'm gonna upload it, guys. You're going to see these videos coming in randomly because I have to re-upload them. Okay. So while we're doing that, let's give a rest in peace to this brother right here, this legend. Hope y'all all right.
Come on, solo. Come on, let's go.
Rest in peace to Mr. Dwayne Wiggins. Man, he looked like your uncle at a cookout. That smooth uncle, man. Let's look at him one more time. No disrespect to you, Dwayne.
That's Unc. That's Unc at the barbecue.
That's Uncle at the barbecue. Look at this. Look at this photo right here, man.
Exactly.
Like he showed the barbecue with 4 women on his arm.
Exactly. Musical legend right there. Like musical legend. We are losing our icons. We are losing them.
Man, that's crazy. And wait long. Think like the music. Come on, anniversary.
Exactly, classic, right?
Woo.
A lot of babies was made on their songs.
I could tell you what grade I was in. I don't want him to feel. I mean, Raphael Sadiq, I don't want you to feel so damn old, but I was in the 7th grade, 7th grade when they dropped that joint.
Wow.
7th grade. Woo, man.
A lot of babies, a lot of relationships, a lot of weddings, a lot of situationships, right?
Yo, you remember that CD? My brother Chris, rest in peace. So you remember that CD catalogs used to buy you, they give you like 5 free for $14.
Columbia? You mean Columbia House?
Yes. Chris got it. Chris used to have those. And let me tell you, I've been fooling with music for a long time. Before, like I was trying to make mixtapes without knowing I'm making mixtapes.
Did you wear those cassette tapes out? You wore those cassette tapes
out? I
wore
them the hell out.
Listen, I never could figure out.
Anniversary.
I'm not good at fixing stuff, but you ever had them to where the thing came out and you had to put it back?
Oh yeah, all the time.
All the time.
Yeah. All the time. I used to record songs off the radio. Hartford, shout out to Hartford, Connecticut, Weaver Broadcast Radio Station. They used to play Friday. They had these Friday night mixes and Saturday night mixes, man. Yo, you didn't even want to be in a car. And the reason why you didn't want to be in the car, you wanted to be in the car right into it. But me, like, yo, Friday night, let's just say I'm about to go out with my boy. Friday night, I recorded what they did so we could ride out Saturday listening to Friday night mix.
Okay.
That's how real that's how real it was, man. That I'm telling you, yo, like, but he right here, Dwayne Wiggins, man, anniversary was it for me.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you a question now. Since you said every anniversary was the song, right? Did you and your husband, dearly departed, did y'all used to have sex to that song?
I mean, no. To me, anniversary it's the song you play at like weddings and stuff. I think Slow Wine is the more romantic song to me. That's the romantic one to me. That's the one. That's the move and groove and mattress Olympics music. Okay, that's that one.
That. Let me tell you something. The one woman I've been with for over 1 year. Anniversary was one of the songs that was, knock the boots on. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I finally made it to an anniversary. I started to celebrate.
Right. All right. Listen.
That's a long time ago. She said, what you call it? Mattress Olympics?
Yeah, the Mattress Olympics.
Shit.
Everybody have a good time. You're gonna see. Listen, are you gonna do gold, bronze, or silver? Hold
on. So
where you coming in?
So what's the gold medal? Like what's the gold medal? And what's the bronze?
I mean, listen.
And what's the disqualifier?
A lady doesn't tell all of her secrets.
No. You ain't gotta tell. No, for women. What's the
that depends on the number of orgasms you have.
Oh.
An interview on the Inmate Team with ANP Podcast. R. Kelly.
Hold on. Sorry. So you said that depends. So the gold medal goes to the person who creates the most orgasms for the women, who help her get to the.
That's what I would say, because gold is the most, right? Gold. It's gold, bronze, and silver. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. There might
no.
be
My apologies. It's bronze.
Bronze?
Bronze is third place.
Okay.
Second is silver.
Okay, I got that wrong. Okay.
And first place is gold. So you said gold is multiple organisms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, gold is gonna be quite the most, right?
All right.
And then you got your next level, and then you got your next level. So I don't
know
anything
anything about. So bronze is. So what qualifies for bronze in a woman's playbook?
I mean, it's the experience. You also, think about it, if you're an Olympic athlete, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the experience. It's the showmanship, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's all those different things. All of that goes. It's the atmosphere. It's the environment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you get points, right? For like, are you creating a romantic mood? Did you start with foreplay in the morning? See, before you went to work, did you, I mean, maybe it was a smack on the behind, smack on the booty.
No. We talking that's
Nice
making
kiss.
love. That's making love. You said
No,
Mattress
it's not.
Olympics. You said
No,
Mattress
it's
Olympics.
not. It's not, because you're setting the mood for when you come home. See? You are setting the mood in that woman's mind for when you do.
So that's a gold medalist. The person who sets the mood and gets you to everything, right?
Yes, that's gold.
Okay.
You get gold.
And silver is the dinner date, and then the end of the date. That's silver.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, silver, yeah.
And maybe like one orgasm.
I don't know.
Because you said gold is
that's not meddling. One is not meddling. That's no medal.
So there's only one medal in Mattress Olympics, and that's gold.
No,
everything else don't even qualify.
You get 3, but if you only have that one orgasm, I feel like
that's silver.
No, okay. I don't know nothing about sports, right? So what do you call qualifying? When you qualify,
let's move on.
Listen, okay, you brought it up, okay, but that's when you qualify. One orgasm means you qualify. Don't medal.
Okay.
You don't medal. No.
Okay, hold on. Let me. Okay, so that's women. So men, right? Hopefully, I can speak into focus for men. I'm sorry. So for men for bronze, let's see. So the gold bar is multiple orgasms, a slap on the butt, and about 30 to 40 minutes in bed or hour. Which one? Because if any man can make a woman nut orgasm 3 to 4 times in less than 40 minutes, that mother sucker is on a different planet. That dude is on he's a platinum.
I think 30, 40 minutes is good.
Okay.
30, 40 is good.
All right. So bronze medalist. What you doing
the next day? How about that?
Huh?
Depends on what you're doing the next day. Now, if I gotta go to work, I need 10, 15.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
If it's a weekend night, okay, that's a little different, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go. Because I was going to say this. 30, 40 minutes, couple of orgasms.
Right.
Oral and, vaginal.
Okay.
That should be a gold medalist right there. Silver is they get you off on one or two, one of the two.
Okay.
Maybe that dude might be a gold medalist with a tongue and unqualifier with the other one. So give that brother a silver. You know what I'm saying? And then the bronze medal is maybe just one of the things they might do well, and that's it. Just one. And they probably only can go, let's say, 15, 20 minutes at max. And then everybody else in the field is the disqualifiers. It's the 5-minute man.
5-minute man. He does not go to the 5-minute man. Does not go to the Olympic meet. Okay?
He don't even make past the Olympic trials.
Olympic meets, literally Olympic meets. Okay.
Moving on to Olympic meets.
I'm just playing, you guys. We're keeping it light.
Robert Sylvester Kelly is back in the news. He says he's written.
Revealed that despite being incarcerated, he's far from slowing down musically. The singer, currently serving a 30-year sentence for sex trafficking, claims he's written an impressive 25 albums while in federal prison. "I'm always singing, I'm always writing," Kelly shared, describing his passion for music as a beautiful disease. While Kelly...
Now, R. Kelly, let's see. That was another file I was supposed to pull up.
Robert Kelly.
This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. To accept this call, press 5. To block this call, you may begin speaking now.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the king of R&B himself, a.k.a. Kels, a.k.a. the Pod Piper of R&B music. Give it up for R. Kelly.
So, R. Kelly called into that podcast, right? And there's a lot of people like, we don't want to hear R. Kelly, he's this and that. R. Kelly called into the wrong podcast, in my honest opinion. Those are two white girls talking about black people music. I'm a defender of black people and black men. I'm not a defender of R. Kelly and what he did to those young women at all. So let's make that clear. His music, his contributions to music is impeccable. But when people are sitting here, I don't want to hear the R. Kelly because I don't want to, like, nobody invites you to the cookout. Nobody invites you to the cookout. R. Kelly just called your show, but nobody invited you to the cookout. What you got on that?
I'm probably of a different opinion. I don't doubt Robert Sylvester Kelly's musical genius and his achievements, right? I think that's not even debatable, right?
Right.
But there's a man and his music, and then there's the other side, like the monster versus the music. And so for me, I recognize his achievements and what he did, but I cannot forget the pain that this man inflicted on schoolgirls in Chicago. I can't forget Aaliyah.
Did R. Kelly come? Tanisha, did R. Kelly ever show up to your school?
I was in Detroit, but it was well known that R. Kelly would cruise the schools and the McDonald's, right?
Okay.
I saw the documentary, right? And so it was talked about that one of his famous music teacher tried to talk to him and tell him, you need to stop doing this. So, as with many people who are offenders, who are rapists and offenders and all of that, people know it's not done in secret. People know and they knew. So for me, I have a hard time separating it. And being from Detroit, where Step in the Name of Love and ballrooming, and Detroit and Chicago, we like that. And so it's difficult. For me, myself, my daughters were of a young age, and I could not listen to R. Kelly like with them in the car when they were younger. I had a very hard time with that.
Now, I used to think that I could not go on. And life was nothing but an awful storm. Now, you can listen to that, right?
Here's the thing. I
didn't know I could do that. Huh?
I know, right? Look at you with the pipes, right? one of my kids, I don't remember which one, and my kids are in their mid to late 20s. Okay, so one of them had like a fifth grade graduation, and I Believe I Can Fly came on, right? Now you got to remember, this was probably like 2007, 2000. It had to be my son, like 2008, 2009. And that was around the time that, all these elementary schools and middle schools would play I Believe I Can Fly, graduations, proms, all of that. So, of course, we listened to it then. But today, in 2024, I'm like, turn that off.
Hold on. You time travel?
Huh?
You time travel?
No, but I'm just
saying. Today in 2024. I thought it was.
I mean, you're right. 2025. You're right. 2025.
Hey, let me go back to 2024 and play the lotto.
Let me look at my phone. It is March. You're right.
Let me go back, man. If I went back 2024, I'm playing the lotto, okay?
Exactly. Me too. Listen, me too. I'm about to get out.
I'm playing every lotto.
Crypto. I'm doing crypto.
No, but go ahead.
But no, I mean 2025.
All right.
2025, my bad. 2025, right? That song can't be played. Those songs, right? You know, R. Kelly's, his gospel songs, you will not hear his gospel songs. You will not hear certain things.
When I listen to I Believe I Can Fly came out as a teenager. When I hear that song, the motivation behind the song was there. That's the reason why I even went ahead and just did that little, that little piece. I believe I can fly.
Rendition, yes.
I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. I see me running through that open door. When you hear those lyrics, right?
Mm-hmm.
That has nothing to do with children. It's like the mentality of, I believe I can beat these whatever obstacle or whatever thing. That's the musical genius of R. Kelly that we have to remember. Even the world's greatest, when he did that, when the song for Ali, you know what I'm saying, that the Will Smith played his ass off, and he should have honestly, hands down, got the Oscar for it. Right. When you hear that song, when you hear R. Kelly's songs, the one that he wrote for Celine Dion, the one he wrote for other people, these are songs that you can't take away from the man. Now when you said R. Kelly at the schools, driving around schools, that's the monster. That's the monster. That's the creature of habit. But when you put R. Kelly in the booth, right? Players want to play, ballers want to fall. That part of R. Kelly, you were bobbing your head to.
I understand it. Of course, I definitely was. I'm not doubting that. But what I'm saying is, there's a musical genius part and there's that monster part. If people want to be remembered in a certain way, they need to act accordingly. And that means you don't need to rape 12-year-old girls. That means you don't need to kidnap grown women in your mansion in Johns Creek, Georgia, where I used to live.
Well,
right?
They weren't kidnapped. They were there voluntarily.
No, there were some women. Well, I won't say voluntarily. There were some women that were definitely held captive. And he also held some of those young ladies in the studio toward the end. They were definitely held captive. Okay. They were definitely captive.
That part, I'm 100% agree with you. But when it comes to, like I said, R. Kelly is doing his time right now. For all the egregious acts that he did, for all the hurt and pain that he created and caused. He is in jail doing his time. But the music, Robert Sylvester Kelly is in jail for his crimes. R. Kelly, music. There's two different people, one person.
I don't think we'll ever get back to that. And the reason why I say that is because, now listen, he's still continuing to earn, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Jay, correct me if I'm wrong. I think that his songs, the royalties, go to his victims, right? I'm almost sure the royalties of those old songs are going to his victims. And I'm not exactly sure. I know his ex-wife. I know he's got children, obviously. It's one of those things, whereas you are now you can't separate the two. It will always be an ugly footnote based upon a person's actions and behaviors. So because he made a purposeful decision to go out and assault primarily Black young girls, Black women and girls, it's going to be an ugly footnote. It's like it's a hard time separating the two. And I think people hear the music, and we do have good times. We have good memories. I'm not saying we don't. I'm not saying that I don't have good memories from R. Kelly's music.
As Secret Service says, one of its agents shot an armed man near.
Just trying to get the next one ready. Sorry, my apologies. Go ahead. You had good
No,
memories.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
No. You had good memories. Remember, I had to load back the show.
We had good memories. We had good times, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can still, when you go to Detroit, Chicago, there are definitely good memories with R. Kelly Chicago stepping, Detroit ballrooming, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people, it's that kind of music. I think all of us were. I remember. Do you remember this? I remember when R. Kelly came out. What is the Oh my goodness, you might know this, JG. You might know this. You might remember this. What is the group that R. Kelly was in before he became R. Kelly?
Was MGM.
Not that one. It was another one because it was on video.
R. Kelly and Public Announcement.
That's it. That's it. Like it's all of that. Like I remember watching BET and seeing, you know, R. Kelly, like you said, R. Kelly and Public Announcement, right? Yes. Before the fame.
Solo, yeah.
Yeah, before the fame.
He never grew up. And ain't no telling how many people he hurt before he was famous, you know, but he never grew up.
Let me say this one thing too. I also have to say that there were also male victims too. Mm-hmm. Okay, there were male victims. I need to say that. That's important for me to say. And let me also say it is believed that he himself was also abused by one of his siblings.
He was his sister.
His sister. And yeah, so it's important for me to say those things, that he was allegedly a victim who abused other people because he himself was victimized.
Correct. And he needs that kind of help to repair that thought process.
Right.
That's what should he be in prison or should he be in a psycho ward?
I think, there's a whole lot of debate about that, right? Because it used to be back in the day, people would talk about like whether you do the chemical or the physical castration for pedophiles of male pedophilia. I think, it's one of those things where I think after a certain point, I don't think you can be rehabilitated. I really don't. I don't think that there's a therapy, because think about it. In some of these groups, and I'm being really careful, but some people feel like they can be rehabilitated, but I'm of the opinion that it can't, because if they could have, it would have already been done.
Correct. Like
there's no counseling, no therapy. There's nothing that ideally you can do, in my mind, especially if you've already crossed that line. And let's be honest, pedophilia, this is not just a male thing, it's also women.
Correct.
As well. So once you cross that line, it's really hard to uncross it.
So I want to know this, though. R. Kelly wrote 25 albums in prison since he's been locked up. You can't even read and write. How the hell you write 25 albums? Please explain that to me.
I don't know. They said, that man, I will say this. That's the power of the brain, because I'm like, what's going on in the prison? Are you like, listen, you're going to read, like, who are you note taking? Like, what are you?
Yo, shout out to that brother that's writing the songs for R. Kelly.
He got
commentaries on his books every month.
I want my publishing. Where my credits at?
Bro, he got his commissary.
Payment in Twinkies. Payment in ho-hos.
They're like, yo, I got you $200 on your books every month. Just write down what I need you to write down for me.
Exactly. Because when I hear people like him, and at first I thought they were lying, honestly. I was like, it's no way that R. Kelly can't read and write. It's no way, right? This prolific of a musical genius. But then you hear of other people like Fantasia. Now, Fantasia is no longer, she's literate now. But when she was on American Idol,
she was illiterate, yeah.
She was illiterate.
She barely could read and write.
But it's the power of the brain, the mind. Because what she couldn't do on one end, I tell you what, she didn't forget her lyrics.
No, because some people learn orally so much that they learn orally so much that you will assume that they can write because their memory retention is strong until it's time for them to read and write, and you forget. They don't know. They convince you that they can read and write because they can listen and repeat, but they cannot put it down on pen and paper. So that kind of makes it like I want to say like that. I want to give an example without going into a family member. But that person who can convince you they can read and write when they really can't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's even from my own loins. I'm going through that with my own, I'm like, let's not get onto that. But let's get to the next one. Let's move forward, okay?
Okay.
Now,
let's move forward.
The Secret Service is out here shooting people because this person obviously missed the memo on Trump.
The White House late on Saturday night. This is the live scene in Washington, D.C. No one else was hurt, and President Trump was not in the building at the time. He is spending the weekend at Mar-a-Lago in Florida. We have had a statement from the Secret Service. It says that an adult male was shot by Secret Service personnel following an armed confrontation with law enforcement in Washington, D.C.
So, Secret Service. I'm gonna ask y'all this. You come interview me, I have no intentions of doing anything bad. Did this man look like he was trying to hurt Trump if he's in D.C. on the weekend? The man was in D.C. on the weekend. Guess where Donald Jebediah Trump was? And y'all know where he was. And y'all shot this man for no damn reason.
Where was he?
Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, he was in Mar-a-Lago.
Every damn near weekend.
But I would argue, they have to protect the White House. They have to protect the people inside. I don't know. Where was J.D. Vance? I don't know.
J.D. Vance is not at the White House.
I'm just saying. You
the
got
Vice
all these
President has
people.
their own house.
So, but they don't do. Let me ask you the question though. Now, as a military person with military background, don't you have to? Is it a part of their job not only to secure the commander-in-chief, but also his environments, right?
I can't speak for Secret Service, but yes, I would. I presume so. Yes.
Okay.
See,
was my man? I'm assuming it was a guy. Was my man was he popped or was he just injured?
I don't. He probably was unalived.
Because they don't shoot. They don't shoot to injure.
They don't shoot to injure. No, they shoot to unalive you. So let's just presume he's unalived. But at the end of the day, it's like, y'all know he ain't there. Y'all know that.
They're like, we don't care.
The man missed the memo, so it's like you can arrest him.
They're like,
figure out why he's in the gun in DC. You know what I'm saying?
No, they're like, no, we cannot arrest you. You're gonna leave in a body bag. Toe tag.
Well, this man is spending when Donald Trump is taxpayer monies, going golfing in Mar-a-Lago, abusing taxpayer dollars. That's what government waste is.
That's who those folks elected.
That's who they elected. That's who they elected. So, what we got? What was the next one? What was the next? I know it was something, but this thing done messed up the show, and I'm really trying to figure this out. But before we get to this next video, y'all about to do this. The round, time to find out. Where we at? There we go. Let's play it again. You fought the round, time to find out. Yes. On to this next one. You fought the round, it's time to find out.
Yes.
So what they about to find out?
They're about to find out that person they voted for is coming for their next. They thought it would only be us. No, boo.
Sorry. Wrong
This
one.
call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. To accept this call, press 5.
This damn thing. Where is it? Sorry, guys. Y'all, we probably should have reset it.
It's okay.
Okay.
Listen, our viewers are nice. They've left nothing but nice comments. You know.
Question for the rest of America:
right?
Does anyone even care about Nebraska?
Okay, that was it right there.
No, it's more. It's more. It's more than that.
But this is the video, though, right?
That was a video. Yes, I don't know. It's showing now R. Kelly.
I don't know why it's showing R. Kelly.
Well, yeah, it was talking.
I know why. There we go.
Okay, here we go.
All right, we ready?
We ready. Let's go.
We ready. We ready.
Does anyone even care?
Really quick, as a Nebraskan, I have to chime in with, does anybody care about Nebraska? Not anymore. I did when I went to the polling place and cast my vote for Harris and Walz. I don't anymore because y'all voted for who you voted for. So no, I don't care even a little bit. Sucks to suck.
Does anybody care about Nebraska? That's the question that's going around TikTok right now. And to that, I respond with two questions. Did Nebraska care about anybody else? And does Nebraska care about Nebraska? Because you see, God helps those who help themselves. And when you Nebraskans walked into the voting booth and overwhelmingly voted for Donald Trump to be president, and now you're feeling the effects of that, this isn't I told you so. This is an FAFO. And I know there are Nebraskans.
Hold on. Time to find out.
Harris,
there you go.
And did not fall into the trap of Donald Trump. Unfortunately, there were not enough of you. And now the rumors, and I'm having a hard time substantiating some of this, but the vibe that's going around is that Nebraska basically looks to be bankrupt in about 6 months because of the undocumented migrants that are being deported, or just the fact that undocumented migrants make up a large portion of their state and workforce on the farms. And they're not showing up to work because they're now afraid they're going to be deported. So Nebraskans, especially farmers in Nebraska, did you think any further than the front of your face? Did you think any further? Or were you just blinded by hate? And now people are coming out here asking, what about Nebraska? Do you guys care about Nebraska? No, I've already answered it, but the short answer is no. No, we don't. We don't care about Indiana, where I'm from. We don't care about Kentucky losing their bourbon up in Canada. We don't care about Jack Daniels in Tennessee.
What?
We don't care about the auto industry in Michigan. Are we all going to feel this? Yes, it's going to hurt. The disruptions in the food supply from Nebraskan farmers is going to hurt everybody. We are not immune, but we can't care.
Jim
we can't care. We have no more sympathy to give. You guys had a chance. We spent our time telling you, talking to you, talking at you because you wouldn't listen.
Canada.
You decided to vote for Donald Trump. And here he is undoing your entire workforce. And when you lose your family farm of 150 years to a private company who's going to buy up all the land when you guys can't pay your bills, that's the state of America we're going to be in because you decided to vote for hate over the rest of the country and your own good. You cut off your nose to spite your face. So Nebraska, we don't care. God helps those who help themselves, and you decided you didn't want help.
Father man, God bless the child who got his own. Remember that?
Yes. Listen, you doing all the singing. You trying to get some credits. You try. Listen, EP deal, something.
Bless your fucking heart.
Let's go. You sound trying to get some. Nebraska.
Listen, I'm just saying. You trying to get a record deal?
No, hell no. I'm trying to go to slavery. That's what a record deal is. Hell no. I'm smarter than that.
You said no Diddy. No Diddy.
No Clive Davis. No Warner Music. None of that. Just straight independent. No, I'm good.
No Diddy, no doubt. Right?
Yes. I'm a Master P that mug. I'm a who's the other one? Tech Nine, you know what I'm saying? Like straight independent. Like
independent, yes.
Independent, that's it.
Yes.
No record label. I'm good. Straight on that. But yeah, so Nebraska is getting the heat from what they did. Fought the round. Time to find out. Y'all heard that? You fought the round. Time to find out. Yes.
Exactly. They about to find out. They've lost 65% of their employees who are undocumented people. Like what were you thinking?
It ain't nothing in Nebraska
Nothing but cows.
Yo, let me tell you, even the cows be cowing out there, mom. Them cows be hiding. Like I drove through Nebraska, cornfield, wheat fields, whatever. Nothing.
Did you go through? Where did you go? Where did you go? Did you go through Omaha? Because Omaha does have black people there.
I seen. Okay, so I was coming from Colorado, and there's once you go out Denver, going eastward towards Nebraska, nothing. Eastward towards Kansas, nothing. Okay, nothing at all. Nope. That's a place that nobody really wants to even live at. Even the people in Nebraska don't want to live there. So obviously they was onto something if they voted for Trump. That's all I can say. They was just like, yo, let's just bankrupt the state and just move out the state and just make it a free territory or some shit because it ain't shit out there. Even in the cities. I drove through Omaha. Even in the cities.
Okay. My homegirl has got family out there. She's gone out there before.
When I see black people out there, I'm like, who y'all hiding from? You know the mafia not looking for your daddy no more, right?
Oh my goodness. It's like Minnesota. It's like Minneapolis. It's like Wisconsin, right? Yeah. It's like those little small towns in Illinois, right? Mm-hmm. Like the three cities. What do they call them? The quad cities. It's like pockets of black people, but you don't know unless you know somebody who's from there, because otherwise you're like, where are the black people? Right?
Exactly.
But it's black folks in Iowa, it's black people in we everywhere, but
and I found out my peoples, my Jamaican peoples, we everywhere too.
Yep.
I'm like, what the every time I drive into a different state, first thing I look up, closest Jamaican restaurant or Jamaican food near me. And anytime I see a Jamaican restaurant, right? Mm-hmm. I'm like, damn, we just everywhere. So I'm like, okay, but then they be open for years. Oh my God, this food is so good. Like, you don't really know. That's probably the only Jamaican food you're getting in the area.
Right.
But I'm just saying this is like, Nebraska ain't fucked around, you found out. Your whole half your 65% is not a low number.
It really isn't. And it just goes to show you again, these folks we were the ones that were going to hurt.
Yes.
This is like a friend of mine, and I hope she's watching the show. We were having this conversation last night. Mm-hmm. I don't want to take credit for the point. It's her point, but I can't say who she is. She's in because of her job in the media. But her point last night during our conversation was like white folks thought that the reckoning was only going to be for us. They didn't know that, we used to this, right? This is like their karma for the hell that they have put us through since 1619. Partially. This is a down payment on it. A down payment.
Number one, when they voted for Donald Trump, I'm sure they had all these USAID contracts, USAID contracts, and all this USAID contracts was putting a nice chunk of change in their pockets, right? And as soon as he comes in, the first thing he does is disrupt USAID. Now they're on TikTok crying. The Affordable Care Act gave them a nice package. That's supposed to, a certain amount of billions was supposed to go to black farmers, and they got majority of the billions. The billions that went to the black farmers was to be able to get the black farmers to catch up, right? To catch up. And the other billion was for those who are already established, to keep them going, because once the black people catch up, we don't have too much. You're good.
Right.
You're good.
Right.
But they want to keep us down so much. They voted for Jebediah Trump. And the first thing he did was cut off your he castrated you.
First thing,
he castrated you. So you can't go and fuck him. He fucked you. So you can't.
And they were mad. They were mad the black farmers got any money. The U.S. government has screwed these black farmers out of millions and millions and millions of dollars. They were upset that they got assistance, while at the same time taking U.S. aid, right?
Exactly. And that's assistance.
Exactly.
That is assistance.
It's government assistance. And really, for the black farmers, they were owed that because we know the government systemically suppressed their farms, tried to put them out of business, right?
Yes.
Pitted them against the white farmers, didn't give them any money, they didn't have any equipment. Just
shout out, Keisha, can we just say shout out to the black farmers that actually strived and thrived on their business.
Absolutely.
Because to be systematically held down and still thrive, it is hard.
It's hard.
And to have the equipment, they don't owe nobody. To produce them from their own land and make sales the way they do, they don't owe nobody. And just to keep it in the family and the family keeps it going, they don't owe nobody.
Right.
They don't owe nobody, and they are comfortable. Some of them might not be as comfortable. They don't be like rich farmer rich, like, you know, like seeing some of these people that pulled up into their houses and they be having like these big ass farms. Sometimes, like, I don't get these guys often. I don't know who my customer is until I get to the house, right? But sometimes you be like, damn. Like shit.
I mean, it's a whole shot. Whole shout out to them.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm talking about on the white side. I'm talking about on the white side. You're like, damn.
On the white side. Okay. Okay.
Because I really haven't came across a black farmer yet.
Okay.
Just like many black businesses, their dollars is tight.
Okay.
So they don't spend. They don't have these big expenditures of I need this, I need that, I need that. They get stuff at cost, you know, where they can actually make that thing turn. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but when I see the other side, I'm like, okay, you doing your thing. You know, I'm not mad at you because I'm not in your industry. But when you voted against your own interests, now I'm just like laughing at you because you didn't do your homework. You just saw the R and thought it meant respect, thought it meant residuals, thought it meant, I'm trying to come up with different words with R, but it meant you've been repeatedly fucked.
Basically, you're right. You're right. I mean, it's insane. I mean, yeah, it's insane. Just like you said, shout out to the black farmers. Yeah, I didn't mean earlier. I said the white. I was like, I thought you were going somewhere else with it, but no, the black ones, because we know that when it comes to us, our history and our legacy is different. I come from a family of sharecroppers. Okay, so our legacy is so different.
Sorry. Do say sharecroppers?
Yeah. Goodness, and I may have to. My battery is going low. Hold on. On that note, hold on. Let me go grab my battery. But no, my family in South Georgia on my maternal side.
We're gonna go back to our commercial break. One second. Let's go to a commercial break so you can do that. I got you, sister. 1 second. Where we at here? Come on. Why you want to play with me? Where we at? Okay, go ahead.
Be right back.
Oh, I know you didn't. Did you just hit me, girl? You just assaulted me, little girl. You don't even seem remorseful about it or nothing. Here. Yeah. How that feel? What you looking at me like that for? They ain't kick here. Take one more. Oh, I know you didn't. Did you just hit me, girl? You just assaulted me, little girl. You don't even seem remorseful about it or nothing. Here. Yeah. How that feel? What you looking at me like that for? You the one hit me first. They ain't kick here. Take one more, because you hit me like 4 times. I remember. Yeah. Crawl away. Girl, you can crawl away, but you can't crawl away from this problem. Yeah, I know your head hurt too. The longer it hurt, the longer you'll remember not to do that to me again. I bet that much.
That was funny.
Stop this call. You may begin speaking now.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the king of R&B himself, aka Charles, aka the Pied Piper of R&B music. Give it up for R. Kelly. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I was called and told to sing happy birthday to somebody. What's up?
How are you?
I'm great. You ready?
Oh, you gonna sing to us? Okay.
We are ready.
We're ready.
Standing here looking in the mirror, saying damn to myself.
All righty.
Wow.
All right, so you back.
We're back. I'm back. Sorry about those technical difficulties. It's been a day. Today's been a day.
Man, Monday is Monday, right?
Right.
All right, so as you were saying, sharecroppers, and they fell out of the South and went to the North.
My family, yeah. So my family, I mean, I grew up in Detroit, right? But my on my mom's side, my grandparents both came from sharecropper families. Shout out to Albany, Georgia, Lee County, Leesburg. That's where my people are from. And so my grandparents worked some of those fields. My great grandparents, that's it. This was another form of slavery, right?
Yes, it was.
My great grandfather actually owned the land at one point, was able to get enough money to own the land. Unfortunately, he lost it due to taxes because the white man said he owed taxes. And so he lost it. And we know many of our families, the land was gone, was stolen, was taken, all of that. So yeah, it's a special meaning for me because I know this is where my family and my history comes from. And I know a lot of us don't want to go into those professions because it's a painful history. Like my grandparents picked cotton. They know what that life is like. So of course, their children and their grandchildren, you're not going to want to do any of that, right?
Yeah. I think glamour plays a part in a lot of things that Black people do sometimes because it's not glamorous to be a farmer, but it's effective to be a farmer. It's not glamorous to be a mechanic, but it's effective to be a mechanic. It's not glamorous to be an HVAC technician, but it's very effective to be an HVAC technician.
Exactly.
I think we look at the glamour like, for sports, for example. It's not glamorous to be a baseball player, but they're the highest paid players in the sport. But it's more glamorous to be a basketball player. So a lot of Black people lose out. We lost out. I don't watch baseball as much at all, really, because it's not enough Black people in it. I'm not watching Dominicans who don't want to be Black or acknowledge the African side and all that stuff. So I'm not having no interest in it no more. I miss the Barry Bonds. I miss Ken Griffey Jr. I miss freaking Kirby Puckett's. I miss those old school cats, man. I watch those games on replay. Dear Jeter, you know what I'm saying? I watch those games. Yeah, he's Black. People don't really realize that he's Black.
I know he's Black, but I'm saying you watch the old games.
Yes, I'll watch the old game before I watch a new one, even though I know what the results are.
Let me ask you a question real quick. So do you think that a lot of it is because when it comes to certain neighborhoods, right, they're steering these kids toward basketball first and then maybe football, but like baseball. They got the Dominicans on lock.
I've never seen Barry Bonds' house, but you've seen LeBron James' house on MTV Cribs. I've never seen Ken Griffey's Jr. house.
You've never seen what now? I missed that. I'm sorry.
I've never seen Barry Bonds' house, the home run king, right? But I've seen LeBron James' house on MTV Cribs. I've never seen what Barry Bonds drives, but we've seen what LeBron James drives. I've never seen what Ken Griffey Jr. Drives, his house, or him on a private jet or anything like that, or a private yacht. But I've seen Jimmy Butler, he has a private jet. We've seen Michael Jordan with his private jet. and a yacht and these things. So the kids are looking at the glamorization that the NBA players put off, but not the efficiency of what the baseball players put off. Because even though a baseball player, they're the highest paid sport, they're not the most recognized players. Unless you are those people I just named. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. Like Ken Griffey Jr., he don't have to work. He made so much money in his career, and he didn't blow it. Barry Bonds, he don't have to work, but he chooses to work. He made so much money in his career that he didn't blow it. You know?
Okay.
Reggie Jackson, he didn't go broke. Never was broke.
Aren't they making more money? I've heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, like football, basketball is the weird money, right? And football is the even weirder money.
Basketball is the more guaranteed money. Football is the weirder money.
Okay.
Football money is you have a guarantee. Let's say when they say, let's just say Joe Johnson. I'm just throwing Jaquan Johnson for the Miami Dolphins. If that I'm just throwing out a name. He signed a $120 million contract. 60 of it is guaranteed.
Okay.
You hear that though?
60 is guaranteed.
Correct.
So the other 40%, where does that go?
Bonuses, incentives. It makes sense now? He has to meet these criteria to get all of that.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So when they say like Jalen Hurts, I think he signed the biggest contract right now.
Right.
And out of that, they probably, let's say if he signed for 250, 200 is guaranteed.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying? So he's guaranteed the 200, but after taxes, after agent fees, after all these different people that takes their money out of the pot, Jalen Hurts don't make the entire 200 because the other 50 is bonus, incentives, Right. Okay. So baseball isn't glamorized like basketball. Just like, but let's get out of the sports. Let's get back to farming. Farming is not glamorized like, oh, you should be a doctor. Oh, you should be a ball player. You should be this. You should be that. You go to a farmer's house, and even if it's a black farmer, they might have this big ass house. One of my exes, her pops, down in let's not give too much. Her pops and her mom, her stepmother, shit ton of land. And they built the house themselves. Shit ton of land. I mean, like a big ass property. They were rich, but they ain't owe the government shit.
Right.
They're paying taxes every year.
Right.
They don't owe a mortgage or nothing. But the lifestyle was somewhat pseudo farming.
It's a, like you said, it's a quote unquote dirty. I'm not trying to offend anybody, right? It's not the easiest. You know what I'm trying to say? You get in your hand, you got equipment, you get your hands dirty. But I do think more people now, look at all these little small farms and people selling eggs. We were talking about eggs the other week, right? Like you in the kitchen, the chicken coop, right?
I try to take out another loan to buy some eggs, man.
Listen, you have to. You need a payday loan to buy eggs.
I'm gonna start doing the video. I need somebody to record me when I do these daggone pranks on these people at these stores. They be like, "What the hell?"
Listen here.
But I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna record it one day.
Absolutely. But no, I mean you do have now. I'm seeing on social media. I'm seeing small black farmers, and we're having a conversation because we literally don't know about our food supply. The FDA ain't FDAing, right?
No.
Eggs are expensive. My homegirl just told me last night how she's in Minnesota. She's got an egg hookup, right? I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, girl, it's $2.50. Listen, she's like, girl, it's $2.50. It's $2.50 a dozen, and I'm like, yeah.
I need to buy some chickens and figure out what I'm gonna put
in my backyard. Get on it now.
I'm gonna start slanging some damn eggs out my damn house.
Like,
I'm the egg dealer.
Hey, you want them eggs? I got them eggs. I got them fresh eggs for you. Got them fresh eggs.
All right. So we got one more. We got one more before we shut it down. Meghan Markle You want me to play a clip, or you want the clip?
Play a clip real quick. Play a clip quick, because I know we don't have a whole lot of time, much more time, but
remember, we control the time. So
listen, people are crashing out over Meghan Markle. When I tell you, people from the UK, even in the US, you got Bethany Frankel, right? The former TV host and reality show, whatever. People love to hate on Meghan. And this is how I know it's a lot of times it's a debate about, Meghan amongst some people about her blackness. But the way I know she's a black woman is because I promise you, every Bethany, which one? Bethany Frankel? Bethany Frankel. Like, people are crashing out over seeing Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Wales, right? Mm-hmm. Seeing her with her Netflix cooking show. And I'm like, what is the problem? You got Martha Dunsum Bedtime Stewart. Y'all didn't say nothing. And I'm not trying to compare the two like that, but you get my point. My point is, I could not even find a positive reference. Like, people are literally dogging out the show. They're talking major smack about the show. This is how I know she's a black woman, because they don't have nothing nice to say about her or the show. They said that she's airing out the royal business.
Right here, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's Bethany Frankel.
Frankel. Okay.
Frankel. Yes, that's Bethany Frankel. So it's like she has people from 2 continents dogging her in this Netflix show.
Okay. Meghan Markle is not the first black princess.
She's not.
She's not the first black. She won't be the first black queen, because Queen Charlotte and pretty much all her descendants is probably in that house right now, right?
Right.
She wasn't British enough to be in Britain.
Exactly.
To serve on that royal throne. Now she's in America minding her damn business. Now she's not black enough again. Because if you told me, I'm going to be honest with you. If you didn't tell me Meghan Markle was black, I wouldn't know she was black. But we know mixed race nowadays. 1 drop rule. Your ass is black. I don't care how straight your hair is. Your ass is black. 1 drop, you're black.
The thing is, you could say that, I mean, her father is Caucasian, right? Meghan's father is Caucasian. Her mother is Black American. You could say that she is perhaps white presenting, right? You could say that. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Those British folks over there, along with all that, bangers and beans on toast or whatever it is that they're eating, they have reminded this woman.
Blood sausage.
Exactly, blood sausage, right?
Yes.
They've reminded this woman, they've taken every liberty at every stage to remind this woman how black she really is.
Correct.
And how she doesn't deserve to be a member of the royal family. And they're pissed because what's his name? Harry has chosen her over his family.
Honestly,
right?
Yes. To be honest, Harry was supposedly dating a Jamaican sprinter at one point.
Oh yeah, Harry. We know Harry like him some melanin now.
Yeah, he likes him some chocolate.
Yeah, he does.
So to make the family a little bit happier, I'm not going to presume nothing. Love is love, right? I would presume that Meghan was probably the better fix versus someone darker. Given that what we said, half and half makes a full white. Half, one half and one full makes a white, right?
I feel like with Harry chose his wife, as he should, as a husband. Mm-hmm. But they're expected to choose a royal family, and he did not.
One of his cousins.
What I'm saying is they made life hell for Meghan. Okay,
so they wanted Harry to choose one of his cousins.
Well, one of his cousins, and they also wanted him And because he didn't marry Meghan, they wanted to talk to her and treat her any kind of way and have him okay with it. And he was like, "Nah, I'm out."
Harry hung around with too many black people.
Listen,
I'm telling you. Let me tell you. So, you know, they say in England that you have one. You know, you in England when you got a white friend, black friend, and an Indian friend.
Right.
It's all, you know, like thick as thieves brothers, right?
Right.
Somewhere along the line, Harry had too many black friends. Because black people, you ain't going to talk about my wife, my mama, my sister, whatever. You're not going to talk about somebody they love. And even if you're the family, especially in the family, they're going to just like, you know what? F y'all, we're going to be over here. And Harry did that. He chose what he's supposed to do. He chose his wife.
He chose his wife. But also now, remember too, the monarchy, right? Mm-hmm. Even when it came to Harry's mama, Princess Diana, right? Mm-hmm. And look what Charles did. Now, I don't know a whole lot about the royal family. I know a little bit. Look at how the treatment of Princess Diana, right? Look at Camille, the other woman. Look at how that whole thing went down. They treated Diana horribly, the royal family.
You talking about after the divorce or during the?
I'm saying during the marriage, and during and after.
I'm too young to understand during the marriage. I know after the marriage, she pretty much said, "F y'all, I'm done."
Right, she did, but she had been treated horribly by that family for a very long time.
So that family just terrible.
No, it is. It's proven. Like, proven. Like you said, sleeping with your cousins, the murderous acts of that royal family.
Yes.
Right. They have killed how many Nigerians? How many people from India in their monarchy? There's blood on that royal crown.
Yes.
It's blood.
So I think Harry's side. I mean, you got President Obama as one of your best friends. I'm probably sure you call him up. Hey, Barry, what you doing? Me and Michelle, can we hang out? You know what I'm saying?
Can we hang out?
Yeah.
And don't forget now, Tyler Perry did help Meghan and Harry out now.
When?
Some years back, when they needed to a spot to drop in quickly, Tyler Perry made that happen.
Oh.
He doesn't get a lot of credit for it, but he did do it.
I'm sure there was something behind.
Oh boy. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
I'm sorry. I don't have nothing nice to say, so I ain't gonna say nothing.
Man, but no.
But as you're saying, he helped him out. So how did he help him out?
I think it was just, listen, when Harry said he was gone, leaving that is what the house of, what is the famous house? What is the house called?
One of the damn castles. I
can't remember the name of it. God, forgive me. I can't remember the name of it. But when he said he was leaving the palace or whatever, the royal palace, I don't think that the royal family expected him to give it up. Like, I think that they expected him to choose the family, the monarchy. And he did not do that. And they dipped, because remember, they went to
Canada.
First.
Yeah,
they went to Canada first, and then to Cali, right? So you can imagine just from a...
Because, he had to go through immigration. Just because he's royal family doesn't mean he don't have to go through immigration. His thing was just pushed a lot faster.
Exactly. But you can imagine a member of the royal family, the British royal family, Harry, Meghan, and now they have 2 children, right?
Yes.
Like, what y'all doing in the U.S., like, that's just from a PR perspective, that's a horrible look for the royal family.
But remember, he had to drop his royal duties too. He resigned from his royal duties. His father had to pay him X amount of dollars. So until that money came in, you know what I'm saying, however that was disclosed or however that goes, they had to do what they had to do.
Right.
They were living off the people's dime in Canada.
Right.
And that's why I was saying, like, how did Tyler Perry help? Because, they were still living off the people's dime moving to America.
Yeah.
I think about schematics with it.
I would have to look it up further, but I know that Tyler Perry helped them out with something. Definitely on the
But
real
this is
estate
the other
end.
thing too. We all joke about Harry, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Meghan Markle, you say she black. She made her man get a job.
Now listen, we know Harry had a job.
Shout out to Terry. I took that from Trevor Noah. I'm gonna give him
Trevor Noah. Oh,
Trevor
okay,
Noah.
okay.
I'm gonna give props to what props do, because he said it when he was on that Comedy Central show. So the Daily whatever it was. He was like, but anyway, she is a black woman because she made this man get a job. And even though it's not a regular everyday job like you and I will have, this man is a TV producer. He's got his money. Nah, you working, and I'm working too. She went back to work, and I think that's part of the reason why. Because she made it like she's walking around being a princess. It's like any woman's dream, but at the end of the day, it was a nightmare.
It was a nightmare because you've got to follow that royal protocol, right?
Yes.
You have to follow that royal protocol. And she had to do all of that when the queen was still alive. Like you literally, Buckingham Palace is the name, Buckingham Palace. What I've always heard, I don't know if it's true, but what I've read before is that if the queen is asleep, you got to go to sleep too. If the queen is awake, you got to get up. Okay.
Wow.
I mean, that's on the small end. So what kind of life are you having? Harry gonna be straight because Harry getting his royal proceeds. He gonna be straight.
You have no life.
You have no life. But I think that's the thing. What's his brother? You got Harry, and what's the other brother?
William.
Mm-hmm. Now William over there with Kate. What's her name? Kate.
William is next in line.
Yeah, but William over there miserable. Okay, miserable.
Well, he's next in line though. That's the thing.
He's next in line, but right, he's next in line. But William is not going to, he's not going to give that up. Right? No. He's over there miserable.
I'm sure he is. I'll be miserable too, walking around with this flat ass with that woman. And Harry got this woman who got a nice little booty on her. I'll be miserable as shit too. Shit. My wife got a flat ass. I don't give a two shits. Like, yo. Oh boy. Like, damn, Harry, you got lucky, man. Shit. You ain't got to worry about the crown, and you got this nice, beautiful black woman over here, and I got to sit here with this flat chest. I'm done. I'm stop. Let me stop. But anyway, so even what she's doing, she can't even really act because she can't act because not saying she cannot act. I'm not saying Meghan Markle ain't a good actress. She can't act in movies because there's still royal protocols. Even though they're away from the crown, she is still attached to the crown. You're not supposed to touch the royal family and such. So if she did a movie, she can't do certain roles where she has to have human contact with somebody. She can't even do a damn love scene if she wanted to, or even a kissing scene if she wanted to.
She can never do that. She can never do it. And
not while she's attached to the crown. As long as she's married to Harry, she can't do it.
And people that's why they're crashing out over the Netflix show. Because literally it is a cooking show. It's a cooking show. Mm-hmm. Her doing home stuff. And people they're losing their minds. And I'm like, what did making pies and cakes do to y'all? Like, what is wrong with y'all? She's
still the Duchess of whatever the heck she's Sussex. Whatever, yes. She's still the Duchess. So it's like she had a life before she became Harry's wife. You know what I'm saying? She didn't grow up in no damn palaces with handmaids and all this other. She didn't grow up like that.
She grew up in Cali. She grew up in California, right?
With a single black mother.
Who
had to cook and clean and saw her ass how to cook and clean.
She was an actress on what's the show? Suits or one of the shows. That was a major show she was on as an actress, right? Meghan did her thing. She didn't become a member of the royal family through marriage until she was well into her late 30s.
Yeah. Damn near 40. So
yeah, Meghan had she had a life, right? Mm-hmm. So people, they tend to forget that this woman didn't grow up in this royal family, ain't one of the royal cousins, right?
And then of course Sorry. Then the other part was she was married before. Like, you tell okay, she was married before, so what?
Right.
So what? Because you tell me Kate didn't get stretched out before William got to her? Come on, man.
Those two, from what I'm hearing, listen, I don't know, but what I'm hearing, what I heard is that it was always an arrangement for her to get with him. And I'm saying the time they were like young teenagers. So it was a pretty much arranged, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of makes sense, right? So it was their families got together and this is what's going to happen.
You never really had a choice. So
yeah, they never really had a choice. They're mad that Meghan has a level of freedom and independence that they'll never know because she was a regular person. Now, yeah, she did grow up in California, which I've heard California has they're on some different stuff. I hope not to offend any viewers in California, but it's a little different, right? A little different. So, but Meghan was her own woman. She had her own career. She, like you said, I didn't realize she was married, but she had a dating life. She was a whole human being.
And they don't like it. England don't like it. Americans don't like it. American black women, if they're hating on Meghan Markle, those who are hating on Meghan Markle don't like it because she's a princess, a real life princess. White American women damn sure don't like it because she beat them to the punch of being a princess. Right. So it's kind of like, it's almost like why they don't like Kamala. Kamala beat you to the punch of being a black VP. And she could have beat out to the punch of being a black president, first female black president. So it's just one of those things where instead of you keep seeing yourself as such, see yourself for who you are. See yourself for who you are. If you're beautiful in your own right, stay beautiful in your own right. Do not hate on the next person because they they got to somewhere where it was by the universe. It was lined up from the time that Meghan Markle was born. She was destined to marry Harry. The universe lined them up perfectly. Whatever you are in your life, you're lined up to where you're supposed to be. Period. Right. So why are you going to hate on that woman? You weren't destined. If you were destined to meet Harry, you were destined to meet Harry.
Right.
You just didn't know it.
Yeah. When I tell you, they take hating Meghan Markle like they do it like they're getting paid every 2 weeks. They do it like they're getting a paycheck. Just the research I did for this piece, I just could not find a news story.
Break it down. Break it down. I'm gonna be like Nori. You know how Nori over talking? Yeah, I'm gonna say, break it down. Break it down.
Right, break it out. Break it out.
Break it down. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm about to mute, and I want you to break down the research. 1 second. Let me mute myself. This is how real this is. Let me see.
I mean, yeah, just Meghan Markle, the hate is real, right? It was very difficult for me to find a piece that was not critical. They claim this woman is destroying the royal family, destroying the royal image with a Netflix cooking show. You would think the woman that was on OnlyFans. I mean, come on now. Like, it doesn't really make sense to me. So there definitely are, and I was trying to find the videos because, Black women, we're going to speak out about it. And, just like on TikTok and some other venues, I thought I had saved it, but apparently I didn't. But maybe we'll get a chance to, in the next show, or maybe later on this week, we can bring that up and talk about it. But yeah, the hate on Meghan Markle is definitely real. And I just never saw a Netflix show hurting nobody. Like, honestly, like what did a cooking show ever do? You're making quiches and muffins and like salads and potatoes. What? Come on now. Make it make sense. JG, make it make sense.
She's what they're not.
Yeah.
That's all.
She should be there. A life of luxury for a Black woman should not happen. It's not. People said it's not relatable. How can a cooking show not be relatable?
It's
We
not
all
just,
cook.
but it's not about the cooking shows. It's about the position that she holds in society on two forms. It doesn't matter if she lives in Canada now or she lives in America. She can move to Greenland. She can move to Grenada. She is still the Duchess of Sussex.
She is.
That is the part that they don't like. But once again, let's get back to that royal family. Charlotte, Queen Charlotte, the city of Charlotte, North Carolina, is named after a freaking black woman.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Period. Point blank. North Carolina. Charlotte, North Carolina, deep of the South. Named after.
They don't like to recognize that.
And guess what the nickname of Charlotte is called?
The Queen City, right?
Yep.
They don't like to remember that fact.
No.
They don't like to talk about, like, this is not Bridgerton, right? You know, the show, the Shonda Rhimes show, right? Yeah, like they don't like to remember these facts that they got some blackness.
See, the thing is, what I'm learning slowly, and there's a show called A Thousand Punches, something like A Thousand Punches on Hulu, and I watched it. It was about this former, one of the first black heavyweight boxers or champions in England, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they had the Queen's goddaughter, and I looked her up. I looked it up to see if there was some truth to it, and there was a lot of truth. The Queen had a black goddaughter that she got from out of a white captain or somebody. She got her tribe was basically defeated by an enemy tribe, and she was about to be sold into slavery. And this captain knew she was a princess, and he told her, "Hey, come." He brought her over to England, and the Queen fell in love with this little girl. Okay. And she was known as the Queen's goddaughter. She wasn't the traditional role of, from birth, I'm gonna protect you. This is my child, like it's your child. It was like she was absorbed into the royal family. But even though she came from royalty in Africa, the point I'm trying to make is, like, black people has been part of the royal family, whether they liked it or not.
Yep.
Whether they liked it or not, they've been in that court system for a minute. So this whole white supremacy stuff, it's just retardedness. Like, seriously, it was really retardedness. You know what I'm saying?
It's just like with Michelle, with FLOTUS, Michelle Obama, right?
Ooh,
like all the hell that she got for, wearing a sleeveless designer dress, right? Comparing her to a man, comparing her to an animal, just being totally disrespectful, right?
They mad that your wife don't look like that. That's all it came down to. You mad that your wife or your husband or don't look like Michelle Obama. And when I say husband, I'm talking about the gay ones that disrespect Michelle like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm the ones who, whatever. But Michelle Obama looks nothing like a man from the back or the front. She's a tall, beautiful woman. She looks more like she's a Amazonian in the terms of just beauty and strength. That little girl's picture, and it's in my head to this day. That little girl stared at Michelle Obama in such awe. You remember that picture?
Yep, I do.
That explains Michelle Obama in so many words.
They could never. Never.
President Obama, no disrespect. If she divorces you, I'm coming for her.
Oh my goodness. Oh Lord.
I'm gonna try to get me a date with Michelle.
Listen, not too much on my press booth. Not too much on my press booth now. Okay.
I am sure some of you sisters, y'all going to try to snatch that man up so damn fast.
That's my press bay. Not too much on my press bay now. Okay.
Am I lying though? Y'all, I know y'all.
You're not lying. You're not lying. And you got the salt and pepper.
So what you think? We're not saying they get divorced.
No, we're just joking.
We're just
joking. But they got he got the salt and pepper going on, and he looks so much better. He looks like stress-free. One point, he was looking kind of raggedy, like meaning he looked stressed out when he was in the White House.
This man went in there with all jet black hair. He was my age. I got grays, and he had no gray. This brother came out, man, hair was falling out.
That's stress.
Grayed up.
And I got white hair, so you can see it. Listen, that's stress.
Beezy came out like, damn.
That's stress. That's what
telling
that
you,
is.
if he never took the presidency, he probably still has black hair.
He would. He came out looking stressed, but now he's relaxed. And him and Flotus and POTUS, they having a good time.
They're doing their thing. And I think the whole divorce situation came about was she didn't show up to nothing involving Donald Trump.
Right.
Like they put President Obama next to Donald Trump. She probably saw the seating like, nope, I'll pass. No disrespect to Jimmy Carter because she loves Jimmy Carter. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She probably paid her respects in her own way. And that's all that matters. Right. She said goodbye to the president, and she just basically, no, I'm not sitting next to that animal. That's how she probably saw Donald Trump. I'm not sitting next to this motherfucker. You was the president. I'm the first lady. I'm good.
Right. You did like Barack. You do what you got to do. I'm gonna be over here. I'm gonna be over here.
I'm gonna be over here because I already know what time it is. My girl lost. That's how she looking at it.
Yeah. More people needed to take a stand like her, right?
Yes.
Honestly. Yes. I realized that he couldn't do it. Like POTUS couldn't do that, but she was in a position to where she's like, no, I don't have to do anything.
And look what George Bush said. George Bush set him up too. He's like, I ain't saying that to that motherfucker.
George wanted to sit next to Michelle. That's who he wanted to He was like, where is Michelle? I want to sit next to her.
He probably, that's crazy. If you look at the video, he probably looking at Barack like.
He was mad. Michelle? He had his mouth closed out because he was like, Michelle not gonna be here?
He said, Michelle here? She coming? Where's she at?
I know.
No, George. She's not coming today.
Michelle not be here.
In Miami. And no, she's in Hawaii.
Right.
George said.
Right. Listen, he looked over at what's her name? Laura. He was just like,
He said,
Yep.
George like Michelle hugs.
Yeah, he loves me. I'm like, he's like, oh, I smell cocoa butter. I smell all things good. I smell shea butter. Like, like a little smooth skin. You know how somebody rubs up against you, like they just linger a little bit too long, just a little bit, like, yeah.
Why? Please explain to me why people don't. Oh man, it's like, okay. We see President Bush, how his infatuation, not even just infatuation, what would you call it? His love for Michelle Obama, right?
Mm-hmm.
See his love for Michelle Obama. We see Kamala's husband's love for her, right?
Yep.
Why is it hard for, and we see President Obama's love for his wife. We see Russell Wilson, love for Sierra. LeBron's dedication to Savannah. Right. Why do you think is that when fellas like Steph Curry and Aisha, last name I'm throwing out there, two parts. Black men get clowned for loving the ones that they love. Like, these guys aren't in love with their woman; they do everything for their woman, right?
Right.
And the second part is, why is the other races so envious of Black women?
I think that's the thing. I think that, okay, I'll answer the second question first, if you don't mind. The last question first.
Go ahead.
I think that other races are envious of Black women. They always have been.
Mm-hmm.
It is our, and I don't want to say it's our strength and resilience, because I don't like that to be something that's to be admired necessarily, meaning we can be too strong, right? You know what I'm trying to say? It's a double-edged sword. But I do think other people see it and they admire it. But I also think that it's our outward beauty, it's our personality, it's our je ne sais quoi that cannot be replicated. And I think that ultimately a lot of the discourse that you always see, it is usually about clear women feeling very insecure. They see the hell
not all.
Not all, but
I'm gonna give props to those who actually befriend black women and not try to emulate y'all, but appreciate y'all and love y'all. You know what I'm saying?
I will say this. This is what I would say as a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
There are some that will give you compliments, and there are some that say they are allies. That is a very, 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 very small number, because that's just words. I look at deeds. I look at what you do and what you say. I don't need anybody to compliment me. So I love your hair, love your skin, because I already love all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I get what you're saying. I hesitate to say some, because it's a majority. It's a majority that always have this complex. Black women are just out here living our lives, right? Mm-hmm. We're out here doing our thing. We're not worried about it. Now, the other part of your question, you mentioned, black men sometimes get clowned. A lot of times it's by other black men. They're called simps. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't get why Russell and Sierra seeing that type of love. Like, who doesn't want that?
Thank you.
Who don't want that?
I think
so. It's something that I think we have to work on as a community. Loving your wife, your woman, your girl. That is not a bad thing. Being with someone, being vulnerable, protecting that person, the two of you relying on each other, right? Because Russell got Sierra's back and Sierra got Russell's back, right?
Exactly.
Same thing with Aisha and Steph and the other people you mentioned. There's nothing simping about that.
Aisha got a lot of flack because she says she loves her children to life, but her and Steph, her dedication to something wrong. Steph is first, and because they're married, she puts her husband first before her. Not like
it's a tough
the way she said it.
That's the way she said it, and I know where you're going with it.
Thank you.
I know where you're going with it, and it's a tough one, because and the reason why I say it's a tough one, because people like to say, well, it's biblical and that it's God. I'm saying by the Judeo-Christian, right? Mm-hmm. It's God. It's the husband and the children as that being a principle. Mm-hmm. And it's an easy soundbite, and people number one, people misconstrue the Bible, right? Mm-hmm. They misconstrue it, right? Your children, for the most part, are not able to care for themselves, right? Mm-hmm. So people take what they want and they cherry pick about submission and all that stuff. But I get what you're saying. She was saying what mm-hmm. she's saying is your children are going to leave your house one day, right? If you raise your children the way they should be raised, they are not going to be under your roof for the rest of their lives. They're going to be gone. They're going to be gone at a certain point, right? And you don't want to have this marriage, right, mm-hmm. that you neglected because your kids were coming up. You want to be able to have that same spice, that same spark, once those kids leave. Because what ends up happening is the kids go to college and the parents break up.
Exactly.
Because you haven't, the marriage hasn't been invested in. So I get what she's saying. I don't think that she's saying literally putting the children first, but I get it. Yes. You have to, you move as a family unit, but you can't ignore that man, and that man can ignore that woman.
Thank you. Because a lot of NBA players, right? And I remember seeing the sound clip. They were on the road, they were married, they were in and out. And then when their career is done, they don't know how to deal with their wife that they married, right, that they were supposedly in love with. And they end up being divorced within a couple of years because they never invested into the relationship or into the marriage.
Right.
Granted, I'm sure they married a gold digger and they realized she gets on their damn nerves. That's how
I don't know. No.
That's how I look at it sometimes. If you remember I said it goes back. If you met this person inside of their career, you can't tell me you love them for the you don't love them for their money.
If you met them inside their career.
Inside their career.
But see, I think that the gold digger label is placed too much. Meaning, a lot of people say the gold digger thing, and most of the time they don't have any gold to dig. And then a lot of times too, I hate to say it, but when it comes to professional athletes, especially in the NBA, are not known for being faithful.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
So everybody got a rule. Everybody got a role to play, and they're playing it.
Exactly. So that's what. But when we look at Steph, Michael B. Jordan was getting dragged because he was faithful and being a good man to Lori Harvey, but Lori Harvey wasn't deserving of that.
It's hard to say that, though. It's hard to say what. It's hard to say that she wasn't deserving of it. Lori Harvey is a woman who, I mean, Steve Harvey is her father. And if she thinks like her father, she's
a stepfather.
Well,
her biological.
No, not her biological, but that's her adopted father, right?
Yes.
He legally adopted.
I want to point this out. She don't have some of his wiring in his brain.
I mean, you're right. What I'm saying though is, Steve was with Lori's mother for a very long time. He adopted her, right, as his child. I'm sure she got the lessons that Steve taught her, right, as he has tried to with his best-selling books, right? Yes. All I'm saying is that Michael B. Jordan is what, 30, 35, 38 or something?
He was a little bit older than her. He was a little bit older than her. She wasn't ready for him.
Lori is in her so Lori is in her mid-20s. Why do people think that Lori is supposed to just settle down? She's in her 20s.
They were just saying that she wasn't. On one hand, when I saw they were in a relationship, I'm like, dude, you making a mistake. She ain't the one. Simple. Like, being older than Michael B. Jordan, I could see that was a mistake. She's for the streets. She's a good time.
See, I think that's unfair because Michael B. Jordan they're young people growing up in Hollywood. No, Lori is doing what she's
Michael B. Jordan she's a socialite. She's the one that's actually working. Lori Harvey, what job she has?
Lori Harvey has a fashion line. Lori Harvey she's never had to ask anybody for money. It doesn't matter what she does. She's never had to ask anybody for money.
But she don't have no responsibilities.
Does it matter?
Anybody can say they got a fashion line, make up a couple of T-shirts and whatever, and throw your name on it. Y'all got a fashion line.
It's in Macy's. Her line is in Macy's. All I'm saying is no one talks about Kim Kardashian.
Oh, they did.
No one talks about Kim Kardashian, but why are we talking about like Lori Harvey? Like Kim Kardashian didn't do. Now Lori and Kim are tight, and the Kardashians and the Harveys are tight. But I'm just saying, like the parameters, the rules are different when it comes to Black women. Like she's a young Black woman.
We just saying
in her 20s.
There was other actresses or somebody in this field that he could have got with.
That's true.
There's other women. Let's not even look in this field because he did roast this one girl when Creed 3 premiere came out and she interviewed him, and he reminded her how she used to call him corny when he was in high school. There's a clip of roasting her on that because he didn't think the same way as some of the kids that how the popular mentalist think.
Right.
So basically, if he had that mindset already, what draw you to her when you already had a mindset of certain type of women that you get that gets you? Maybe there's a side of her. There's a side of her that probably that connects with Michael B. Jordan in that way, but then the other side of her just doesn't. But she brought in that representative that connects to him that way, and once she realized he ain't Future. He's not Diddy, whoever she's dated. He's not these type of people. It just grew old with her, and then she was done with it.
And I get what you're saying. Is my only thing about it is I think we are really harsh and really critical on Lori Harvey, and then we're critical unnecessarily. Lori is a woman in her 20s. She's supposed to be dating. No one criticized Michael B. No one criticized Michael B. Jordan's history. No one criticized. I mean, very few people
know his history.
Future, Bow Wow, all of these male rappers. They date multiply and serially. They don't get married. They do not settle down.
I don't know, outside of Lori Harvey, I don't know Michael B. Jordan's history. I just know that
I can tell you like when he's photographing white girls on boats in Italy.
I'll definitely criticize him on that. I would criticize him harshly on that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like I would prefer to see a brother like him with a sister. It doesn't have to be Lori B. Harvey. I'm just saying he has enough of this to get with a sister that can match him mentally. Because any little girl shit, if she's on that little girl shit, she don't need to be with him because he was on a grown man shit.
And I'm okay with that because the thing is that he's at his age, right, where he may want to get married and have kids. Correct. She may not be ready for that, and that's fine. And that may be the reason why they broke up.
That age separation, she was just for the good time.
I think the 20s are supposed to be for a good time.
But he was in his 30s. He was in his early 30s, so he's already maturing into one of these things. He didn't read the cards right on that one. Yo, smash, peace out. Smash, have a good time with her, and move on. That's it.
I think Lori Harvey has a history of dating multiple high-profile men, right? Michael B. Jordan may have wanted something deeper, more. Maybe Lori wasn't ready for that. Again, Lori is in her 20s.
We speak of apples and oranges, but at the same time, we're still making fruit juice.
We are. I just think we are, but I just think that Lori gets this reputation as being this. She's for the streets. She's for whatever. I don't hear the same thing talked about.
She dated Future for how many years?
I don't care. I know, but I don't. But so what? So there's. You know how many people have dated Future? Do you
exactly?
Know but nobody gets Future.
Never can't remember how many people he dated.
No, Future never gets dragged. Only the women get dragged.
I'm not dragged, so I'm not giving them props. I'm just saying she dated Future for how many years? Future is a different. He's not. He's a street dude. He's going to treat her exactly where she's at in the streets.
I don't.
She dated. She dated. Diddy is going to treat her like she's part of his harem.
Lori, listen. All I'm saying is when you look at these high-profile, high-celebrity women, high-profile women, celebrity women, I don't get what the fascination is. You got Kim Kardashian, who's dated them all, and I don't hear brothers talking about her.
That's Kim Kardashian is old news.
No, she's not. She's not.
Well, so she makes it. She's been dating white boys. So
Kanye. But what I'm saying is Kim Kardashian did the same thing. That is a different lifestyle.
And she was
Lori Harvey is not Tanisha. Lori Harvey is not Tamika, right? It's a different lifestyle. So I think this fascination with her dating history and who she's dating, y'all not monitoring who's in and out of Kim Kardashian coochie, but y'all monitoring Lori.
Kim Kardashian before social media, you know Kim was being dragged.
No, she was not being dragged.
She was dragged for the sex tape with Ray J. But she turned the negative to a positive. They made their money off of it. When I say they, the Kardashian family. We did speak on that sometime. And then after keeping up with the Kardashians, she dated Chris Humphries, and married Chris Humphries, who was black, but he was passing. And after Reggie Bush was up in and out of that thing for a minute. If you remember that, her and Reggie Bush was in and out of it for a minute. And then after Reggie Bush was Chris Humphries. She got married to Humphries. After Chris Humphries, That's my niece in the background. After Chris Humphries, she got married to Kanye. And then after Kanye, Pete Davidson, and then nothing but white boys. So Kanye got dragged for marrying Kim. She got dragged for the whole Reggie Bush and Ray J situation. She got a little peace and quorum with Chris Humphries, but Chris Humphries got dragged for marrying her. So the point is, she's been through it already. When we're talking about Lori Harvey, everybody was talking about how Michael B. Jordan was being sent for Lori Harvey, who they felt like she wasn't deserving of that. He chose the wrong woman. That's all I'm saying. He chose the wrong woman to put that on. He probably thought he could change her. He probably thought he can give her more and better than what she's received before, because she probably might have said, I just want a little bit better, I want this, I want that, and then it wasn't what she wanted.
The thing about it is, but see, that's the thing. I don't get why Michael B. Jordan is like, Lori has moved on. She's dated, what's his name?
He's moved on too.
Damson, what's the actor?
And that young man making another mistake too. But anyway, he's moved on too.
Huh?
He's moved on also.
Right.
Michael B. Jordan has moved on also.
Lori, the rumor mill, this is a rumor, right? The tea is supposedly that Lori dates men and gives them a certain profile, and then it's allegedly that's the tea. I don't know how true that is. All I'm saying is no one says anything when other people do it. Kim Kardashian
gives
does
them
not
a
get
profile,
dragged.
or they give her the profile.
No,
she's dating men that's actually has a job to do.
No, Lori typically dates men. There's a school of thought that Lori Harvey, that there are perhaps arranged for Hollywood publicity,
purple
PR
relationship or some shit like that, right?
So Michael B. Jordan, the damsel guy, whatever his name, I can't think of his name.
Damson Idris.
Damn, sorry, I apologize. Yes, so it's and others. This is a rumor. I don't know if this is true or not. All I'm saying is, Lori Harvey, she's in her 20s, may or may not settle down. And that's what you're supposed to do in your 20s. No one questions when anyone else does it but us.
Listen, if she like it, I love it. To hell with it. But the point is, let's get back to the original point. When guys show that kind of vulnerability, they get clowned and dragged on the internet. Or like even with that troll we had, right?
Yeah. He was talking about simping.
Talking about so the comment was, guys, that the guy on the podcast, I don't want to be the guy on the podcast talking about if I had the woman some bullshit, because I made a reference to Journey Smollett, like, yo, I'll drop some pounds for you, if this is what you want. You know what I'm saying? Basically, just a little joke for entertainment, right?
It was a joke.
So they try to clown me on that. And I had my clap back. You can go back to that and see the episode, and you'll see my clap back. But the point being is, it's like if a guy shows that kind of vulnerability, you see what happens. They get clowned. So it's like, why would we show that vulnerability? Yeah. Number one, your relationship with your lady, or your relationship to a man, is your business.
It's private.
It's private.
It's private.
So whoever I'm dating, that relationship is private, period. Right. Because it's not for public consumption. You know what I'm saying? How we move, interact, that's our privacy.
True.
Because same thing, Will and Jada, until August Alsina aired them out, everybody admired their relationship to a point while they're in an open relationship. Who gives two shits? Ozzy Davis and Ruby Dee was in an open relationship.
Man, that's the one that got me. That's the one that got me. And I think it's because, look, Ozzy and Ruby Dee were like my grandparents' age. Okay. Mm-hmm. Like, like in that generation. And I think it's because, beautiful woman. And I mean, listen, Ozzy Davis was very attractive man to me. Okay, I'm like, I knew you was fine back in the day. Like I'm like, yeah, you were that dude, right?
Let's see if I go ahead.
Ruby D was this petite, gorgeous starlet, right?
Yes.
And then to find out, I'm like, I see these people, and it just goes to show you, this is my own biases, right? Like I said, these are literally my grandparents' ages, right? And I see them as that older couple, but they wasn't always old. And the thing, it didn't come out until after she passed away, and the son was like, yeah, my parents were swingers. And it wasn't that they were swingers in Hollywood, but they came back to each other. They did.
Yes.
Because she told they were moving and grooving, right?
That's
dipping and dabbing.
You see him when he was younger?
Look at Aussie. Now look at that picture right there. That man was fine. Rest in peace. I hope I'm not being disrespectful.
No, you're not being disrespectful.
He was a very good looking man. And
that's Ruby D right there.
And Ruby D, Mrs. Davis.
She was fine too.
She very attractive woman.
Mm-hmm.
Very attractive. So it's kind of like the what the son shared is that they had this open relationship for a long time, but eventually it got to the point where they did come back to each other, and they no longer, I guess, wanted that or practice that. But it's just a point to know, like,
because it was I think the same way she got Ozzy, the same thing that attracted her to Ozzy was the same thing that attracted Ozzy to her.
Right.
I'm not saying she needs to share her body with everybody. I'm not saying that by all means. Ozzy Davis, it's but so many times you want to say no until to the point where it's like, these women is throwing the panties at me, baby. What, like, I'm going to fuck up. These dudes throwing their drawers at me.
What I like about their relationship is that it was open for both.
Okay.
It wasn't open for one. Like, if you won't dip, I'm going to swerve. I'm going to swerve. Okay?
Yes.
I'm going to swerve.
And that's fair.
It's fair. It was
Don't
fair.
bring nothing back. And they brought nothing back to each other.
Don't bring nothing back. Don't bring no babies. No babies and no STDs.
Nothing. And apparently they brought nothing back. So it worked out for them. They loved each other at the end of the day up until their deaths.
They did.
And it is what it is. Like I said, Ruby D, she was a beautiful woman. You said Ozzy Davis was handsome. That works for them. But when it comes to like Russell Wilson, he took Sierra to a date at Waffle House. She missed Waffle House. They live in Denver. There's no Waffle House in Denver. She's an Atlanta girl. He rented out a Waffle House and decked it out and da-da-da. He got dragged for something that his wife would like.
And that's what I don't get. Like, what husband doesn't want to please his wife, and what wife doesn't want to please her husband?
These new ninjas.
Like,
Generation
like,
Z, whatever millennials, whatever generation we on, they being called, they don't understand it. They make fun of our music that we used to listen to, and the lyrics in those music, like Jaheim said, "Oh girl, you gotta put that woman first," right?
Yeah.
So to them, it's like, I ain't putting that. What said, do the homies. They put the homies first before they put the woman first. And it's like,
what do they call it? Bros before hoes, right?
Bros before hoes. Nah, bro. There's so much things you can do with your bro, and there's so much things you can do with your girl, okay? But your girl, you can do a lot more. I will hope you want to do a lot more with your girl than what you want to do with your boy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you and your boys, you can meet girls, a group of girls, a group of your guy friends, and I was young, we did all of that, and we hook up somewhere, right? That's young people stuff. But at some point, when are you going to grow up?
When are you going to grow up? That's the question. When are you going to grow up and mature? And we know people, we've all been that age, right?
Yep.
But when do you grow up and mature?
When do you grow up? And growing up means you spend time with your woman. Y'all invest into each other. People, it's like they said, the marriage effect. and it's not no real term, but I'm gonna call it their marriage effect. Every single woman wants a beautiful wedding, but do they want a beautiful marriage? Because the marriage ain't beautiful. I've never been married. I can't speak on that, but from the outside, I've seen what 30 plus years of marriage looks like. And just to give some synopsis, both sides, they man.
Yeah.
But they still love each other. They still there.
Right.
They still there. Each other's back no matter what. Shit ain't pretty. At one point I had to ask, like, y'all good? Yeah. That's always my girl. What the hell? Oh, I'm like, every time, like, I ain't see y'all in a few months, and every time I come around, but they love each other.
What can you say?
What can you say?
I mean, the divorce rate is like over 60%. So
that's my relationship goal, and it's still my relationship goal. What my brother set precedence for me. Once again, I go by African tradition. So let me just say, my first cousin, that is my brother. What he set precedence for me. What is how you supposed to treat a woman, endure a relationship, right? And that makes a lot of sense, because it's like, you can go through your ups. You will have a lot of ups. You have some downs. But there's that straight path is where y'all stay on.
Right.
Once you get back to that straight road and be straight and be with each other, that's all it boils down to. They're 30 plus years of marriage.
Right. It's about work, and it's about work, like you said, and it's the whole thing of, like you said, if you veer off the path, can you get back in the middle?
Yes.
And the couples that don't, that maybe choose to file for divorce, like you said, either y'all both can't want to end the marriage.
No.
Right? It's usually one person might be like, you know what, I'm done. Right? She might be the one like, I'm done. Or he could be the one, I'm done. But y'all both can't do it at the same time. When you do it at the same time, then that's when that divorce court.
So when we speak about family history, like, my grandparents got married, divorced, had some kids in between, and got back with each other. Right?
Oh wow!
And they died being married to each other.
Wow!
Crazy. So, but it is what it is. They were young when they got married. Whatever the situation was, they had to mature, and they matured and got back together. I'm here because of that creation, because they created my father. Another situation I look at is my father did not marry my mother, and he had 4 kids by her. Actually, 5. I'm sorry. Yeah, 4. My older sister, she passed away.
I'm sorry.
As a child. They had 4 kids. My mother got married 3 times. My father got married once. His marriage lasted maybe about 5 years. Her marriages then last past, I think this last one is the longest. The point I'm trying to make is people sometimes, marriage ain't for everybody, but when they play with marriage like it's a joke, and that bridezilla shit is real. I even said to my mother, you should go somewhere and sit down. You keep running around getting married. And that's because I'm like, yo, I'm not, like, when you're not tired of being married? That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it.
Okay, I don't want to say playing the devil's advocate. I'm going to say playing the angel's advocate, okay?
All right.
So playing the angel's advocate, sometimes it's like, as a person, right? Like, it's hard for us. It's like I mentioned the example, like with Ossie and Ruby D, right? Davis. Like, you see your parents, your grandparents in a certain way, but it could be a thing of what were they looking for within those other marriages? You know what I'm trying to say? There was something that they were looking for.
I don't think my grandmother got married after she married my grandfather. I don't think they ever divorced, really. They probably separated.
Back then, that's what they did. They didn't divorce.
They didn't
right?
divorce, they separated. I just know what I look for and what the goal is. I know that it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be ugly, because if it's ugly, I'm done. Peace out. I'm not staying with ugly. I'm staying with what's real. You know what I'm saying? Relationships shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be hard. You have your bumps and misunderstandings, but it shouldn't be so damn hard.
I'll say it shouldn't be too difficult, but you are gonna have your hard times. You are
Correct.
gonna have them, right?
Correct.
It's inevitable. It's not going to be like 100%. Like the feeling like you mentioned the example of the dress, right, and the bridezilla, right, and the wedding day. Do you want the wedding? You want the wedding, but do you want the marriage?
Exactly.
And for a woman, speaking as a woman, your wedding day is a beautiful day, and everyone wants to keep that that feeling. The challenge is life happens. Bills, kids, homes, businesses, up and down, jobs, losing, illnesses. You know what I'm trying to say?
A lot of people don't realize when, and I'm not saying a business is the best alternative. When your job is stressful and your spouse's job is stressful, that makes a marriage more stressful. Because if you can't seek comfort and solace within each other, and that's where, once again, knowledge being passed on, and seeing that, they come home and they talk to each other. I used to live in the house when I got back from the war, and one wasn't working at the time, but the house was still held down.
Right.
He had his business. He was trying to get off the ground, and he went back to work.
Okay.
And when he went back to work, they taught. They were teammates. So I saw that teammates. I saw the teammates come in to play the part of that marriage. So it's a lot that people, when married, that's why married people don't hang out with single people like that. A single person can't. And I got some married friends, and I don't blame. Like, we're still best friends, but I'm not going to hang out with y'all. I'm still single.
You gotta have boundaries, though. I think that. So you gotta have boundaries. So I think that married people. So let's be honest. To me, married people can't hang out with single people. Like the marriage rate for us is pretty low, right? So if I had friends based upon that, I wouldn't have very many friends. Let's just say it like that. When I was married, and I'm widowed. Okay, so what I will say is that you have to have good counsel in your corner. You, I'm not going to automatically say because a person is single they don't give good advice. I'm not going to say that. But what I will say is that you can't have a bunch of hating ass people, and people, and also people who are in a marriage, and if they're miserable, cannot take advice from those people. Your circle is needs to be smaller than a Cheerio.
Yes.
You need to have like one or two trusted people you can go to. Everybody does not need to be in your business.
Exactly. Like, I got a brother that's getting married now, pretty soon. And so our brother said to the effect of said some shit like, oh yeah, he over there being what was that? He said he over there being whipped. When I told him, he was like, okay, I'll be whipped.
That's your wife.
That was a grown man answer. That was a grown man answer. And I said, I'm like, yo, bro, I appreciate that answer because it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Grown man things, man. You can't keep doing little boy stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. I mean, on that note, we got to end it. But I mean, yeah, like you have to have your priorities in order, right? Like what you just said. Your wife is going to, and your wife and your husband or whatever, they're going to demand a certain amount of your time, and it's a commitment. You can't necessarily. I say you can't move like single people do.
No, and you can't drag Aisha Curry for saying what she's saying either, because she's saying the right thing. She says she is committed to her husband. Her job is to their marriage, basically. Not like a job, but her priorities is her husband, and she said it loud and clear. And like kids, they move on. I mean, when your daughter leaves your house, like Riley leaves the house, at some point she's going to get married, and Steph has to pass his duties off to her husband, just like his little sister Sadell. I mean, yeah, Sadell is his little sister. He's not her dad, but she has a husband now. So some of he's still a big brother. So some of his duties is alleviated by Damian Lee being married to Sadell. A lot of Dell's responsibilities, Dell is still going to be a dad, but a lot of his responsibilities is alleviated by Damian Lee being her husband. Right. Same with his god sister. She said that's his big brother too. So it's like him and Seth, their duties are always going to be to Sadell and Cameron Brink, right? They and whatever sibling she has underneath there. If it's a female or even if it's a male, even with Cameron, she can't. You have a younger brother, right? You can't always be the big sister to that younger brother, because his wife is going to have to be the friend that he needs beyond you.
You have to know your lane, like my brothers. I'm the oldest of 7.
Yes.
And so I have one brother that's married. And like you said, you got to know your role. Like dude, and I don't have this issue. This is not my issue. But you marry that person. That's your person. You got to make happy. You don't got to make me happy.
No,
you got to make.
I'm not saying. Well, I'm not saying your little brother had to make you happy. What I'm saying is you don't have to be the big sister as much anymore.
Well, you're right. I don't have that role. That role is alleviated, right?
That role has been alleviated. To where he might have came to you for. He probably still does.
He's still.
No. Because let's not make the wife upset.
I know, right? No. I mean, you can still get advice, right? Yes. But for example, my son is engaged. They're getting married in October. I told him a long time ago, a very, very long time ago, your job is to make your relationship, the person in your relationship, happy. I don't want to hear about y'all little arguments. The back and forth that couples do, right? Yeah. No, if it's something big, that's different. And I'm going to give you wise counsel. Yeah. I don't want to be involved in the middle of that. You need to make this person happy. Don't involve me in it. I don't do the mama's boy. No.
I got you. Because then you never relinquish, and so the son will never relinquish. And you basically said, you know what? This is your woman. I'm cut. The umbilical cord is cut right now.
Exactly.
It's done.
Exactly. I'm good over here. You go over there and take care of her. Do what you need to do.
You ain't gonna be baby boy and me, and I ain't gonna be mama boy and you.
There you go.
Cause mama got go. Yo, this is the longest we talked, and I guess now y'all see what we were saying from the very first episode. When this is how we talk all the time, man.
Exactly. They just joined in on the conversation, right?
Yeah.
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. Wow, we're supposed to be done an hour ago.
Hour and a half ago. We're gonna break this one up. We're gonna break it up. We're gonna chop it up.
No.
Okay, let's chop it up.
Where Ray Charles said, if you cut it, if you chop it, I'm gonna cut you.
I'm gonna cut you. Right.
Thank you for those who tuned in today. We really appreciate y'all. We're gonna be back tomorrow. We promise we're gonna keep it short. We just had a lot to get off. It'll be Monday itself, man. We had a lot to get off. I won't be on the road tomorrow. I'll get on the road Wednesday, and I'll try to be off the road by Thursday. So we'll make sure that I can be in front of this computer again.
I need to drink some water. I'm thirsty. Okay, I'm parched.
And we had technical difficulties.
I like talking to you, but I'm tired of talking.
All right, I got you. We had technical difficulties that kind of slowed the show down a little bit. We worked through it. We appreciate y'all. To all the people that liked us, thank you so much. Until then,
stay black. See you later. Bye.
Bye. Hold on one second, Tanisha.